is the weapon. I'm just get to go along. So basically what you do is when you train a bird of prey, I caught that red tail from the wild in '99. So I've had her right at 10 years. I caught her from the wild. It took me right at 5 weeks to train her. So from when I caught her, 5 weeks later I was hunting with her. And when I get the bird trained and ready to hunt, when I go out into the woods to hunt, I just let her go. And I start moving through the woods just like I would hunt with a gun. And I'm wanting to flush quarry or game. And most time I squirrel hunt her. I rabbit hunted her as well. But we have more squirrels than we have rabbits where I live. So when she sees game, she chases. If I see the game and she's looking the other way, I give what's called a game call. I'm letting her know there's game. And the traditional game call is ho, ho, ho. Like Santa Claus, but it's not Santa Claus, especially for the game. So when I see something, I holler, ho! And I take off running at that game. And she learns, she already knows when I holler that and I start running, she knows game is moving, and she's usually already on it before I can get there. So she'll go chase after the quarry. I've chased the same squirrel through 16, 18 trees for an hour. And then again, I've caught something in 3 seconds. It was just, she grabbed it, was over. So a lot of it's not for the quantity of the game you're going to catch, it's for the quality of the chase. Any gun hunter could go up against me any day of the week and outmatch me on how many head of game I take. But I've seen things you'll never see, and just amazing things. I've had her chase a squirrel down a tree, a squirrel be corkscrewing down a tree to get away from her. She's right on its tail, following it, trying to catch it, and actually peel it off the tree, trying to catch it, and I would catch it in my gloved hand, like a catcher's mitt. I'd catch the squirrel. Of course, you know, common sense kicks in and then says, she's right behind the squirrel, let go of the squirrel, you know, and you let go just time for her to grab it. I've had squirrels run off, dive off the tree, go through my legs, and have the hawk go right through my legs and catch it between my legs. I've learned a lot about the quarry that you chase. My dad raised me in the woods hunting. I thought I knew a lot about small game, a lot about squirrels and how they act and how to find them. I've learned a lot more hunting them with a predator. I've heard people say that a squirrel cannot swim underwater. Yes, they can, because I've seen them. Maybe it was because the hawk was chasing them, or maybe he was the only one that ever did it. But I've seen him go into the water and 30 feet later come up on the other side of the bank. And she flew over the top of the water the whole time from branch to branch watching. And when he come up for air, she got him. So I've seen him do some amazing things. Learn a lot about the quarry as well as the animals that chase them. So it's a fascinating sport. It's a tremendous sport. If you like the small game hunt or you like the outdoors, falconry is a neat sport. But you got to remember something, it's not for everyone. Unlike a gun or a bow or a fishing pole, when you're done with those, you put them up, clean them, hang them up, and you're done. A bird of prey has to be cared for year-round. I will mention also, because I'm required by law, you have to have permits to have a bird of prey, even a feather of a bird of prey. So I have to have a permit from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife and also from the state in which I reside. Fortunately, in Virginia, I can bring a falconry bird in without getting permits, but I do have to get an educational permit to come into Virginia. I already have one. So you have to have permits. If you came up to me and said, I have a cowboy hat, can I have one of the molted feathers from the bird for my hat? I can't give it to you. You would get fined and I would lose my permits for giving you one feather from those birds. That's how highly they're regulated. So falconry, to get into the sport real fast, if you want to get into the sport or you're interested in the sport, you have to have a sponsor. You have to be an apprentice for 2 years underneath that sponsor and kind of learn from them. So once you find a sponsor, you have to sign up under them, be an apprentice for 2 years, take a test, pass the test, get your facilities inspected by an inspector to make sure you have a place to house the bird, which is kind of like a modified type shed. And then they process your permit, and then you have to catch your first bird from the wild. You have to go out and catch your first one. And that's a neat experience too. It's kind of a sport within a sport, to catch a bird from the wild. And once you learn how to do it, they're not hard to catch. I've caught 16 in a day. So it's pretty neat. So if you have questions later on, we'll be at the table after this evening all the program is over. I'll answer any questions that you might have. There's no way possible I could cover the whole sport of falconry that's 4,000 years old in 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to fly a couple birds for you. Like Dad said, if it lands near you, just